could sing, and I could say, let's do that, you know. If we had 3 people in the band or 4, you know, I couldn't do that because I'd have to look at everybody and say, okay, we're going to change now, you know. That's where that came from. So it came, you know, and then we came sort of playing together, you know, playing together. Now we're just up there behind curtains and, you know, not speaking to each other. It brings, you know, the band is happening toward, you know.
Sure. I mean, to add to the movie thing, you guys played yourselves in the Jarmusch film, and then you just woke up one day and said, I need to be in a period piece. I need a Civil War movie under my belt. And that's what you did next, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that Cold Mountain, they had offered me, they were looking for someone to play this role of this character named Georgia, who was a Civil War deserter. He was on the Confederate side, and he's a musician. So they wanted someone to, you know, bring folk music sort of to the film and sing in the film. So I was in love with that, and you know, I couldn't believe that there was even something like that existed that I could even, let alone that was a possibility for. But T-Bone Burnett, who did the soundtrack, he did the Oh Brother Where Art Thou soundtrack. He's producing the soundtrack, and he recommended me to the director, and we hit it off really well. We just talked about all the same things, the Mississippi Sheiks and Blind Willie Johnson, and everything was just happening with me and T-Bone and the director. We were all really together on American folk music, and it felt perfect. Yeah.
Okay, let's get to an email question right here. This one comes in from Erica from Markham, Ontario. And Erica asks, hey, Jack and Meg, do you guys have any say in your videos to make them unique like they are now? And which video is your favorite so far, Meg?
I think Hardest Button to Button is my favorite so far. But, I mean, all the ones we've done, we've been really blessed as far as, like, people working with us on these things. So, I mean, Michel Gondry has been amazing. He's done, you know, a bunch of videos for us. So, and basically, you know, he's been in charge of the ideas for all of those. We've just been like, okay, we'll just bow down to you. You're amazing, yeah, and went with it.
The one thing that we, you know, I've always done all the artwork for all the 45s and record sleeves and everything, you know, and we've worked together on what the stage, how we ever wanted anything to be presented about the band. I think when it came to videos, I sort of gave it up because I wanted to see someone else, see what they would do with us. And it's funny because it's probably the one thing that's the most important visually because the thing that most people see. But to give that up to somebody else was a big thing, you know, for us because we do everything ourselves, you know, and I produce their records and whatever, you know. But it always works out nicely with people like Michel Gondry. If you find someone that you can work with and you trust them, and it works. The soccer is back.
Again. That's right. On that video, Hardest Button, though, was there like, you know, you had to be convinced to go the way it did? Was he standing his ground and making the video this way?
I had no idea what he was talking about. He has a French accent, and he was called me on the phone. He was just like, "We will have the, you know, the best drum. We'll multiply." And I didn't know what he meant, and I kind of hung up. I said, "Meg, I think we just agreed to do a video with him, but I don't know what it's about, you know."
Awesome. Let's go to another question.
That's fine.
Whatever, sure. Easier for you guys, right?
Right.
Sally inside has a question for the band. Sally, what's your question for the White Stripes?
Hi, Jack. I was wondering if you've ever encountered writer's block, and if so, what compels you to continue writing music?
I really never have, I don't think. There's times where I just don't do it, and sometimes it'll be 5 or 6 months or something, and I realize I haven't written a song or anything, and I would say something like we're going to work on Elephant, and I had a bunch of songs that were sort of written, but we ended up writing maybe 5 songs right when we were in the studio, and in like the first 2 days, they just wrote 5 new ones. I don't know, I think when I just decide to do it, it just happens. I don't know why. It does.
For you two, is it enjoyable in that studio? When do your personal relationships become, you know, as musicians, do they become tighter or you know, or more tense when you're putting a record together like that?
It's very uncomfortable. I like it to be as uncomfortable as possible. I like it to be cold and nothing to do. I don't like a lot of bands go in now and it's you know, it's cappuccino machines and video games between takes and stuff.
We like lots of snow.
You know, we always record in the winter time too. And the more uncomfortable, then you get to work. You get some work done.
Is that hard, though? I mean, even for you, to walk into a situation that's designed to be uncomfortable, does that provide the best, you know, environment for you?
I think so, you know. You don't get lazy that way.
She works best that way. Yeah.
I mean, is it the kind of thing where it's been the same the whole way through? Or have you evolved as a band and evolved as musicians, where you're like...
I don't think we've evolved at all, really. I don't think. I think the whole point of the band is to not evolve. I really always, the constriction is always what has kept us from, there's nowhere we can go, you know, except back into ourselves, I think. I mean, it was to get more into something soulful by ignoring opportunity, I think.
Shall we get back outside?
Okay,
we're ready?
sure.
Let's do it. Here come the White Stripes! The live and much continues here. Now, We're not just bringing you outside for the sake of it. Michelle has a question for the band. Michelle, what's your question for the White Stripes? Michelle, right there has a question. Hello.
Hi, I was wondering, when you write your music, what do you want the fans to think about your music, or what do you want the fans, your music, to mean to your fans when you
I
write
want
to them?
them to one day realize after they're singing the song to sort of listen to the words in the story.
Have you got a picture? Here, I'll take it. Pop it, there we go. That's the whole deal with your live and watches and scene. Wonderful. There you go.
I still think digital cameras don't really work.
Well, and a lot of it really has
Somebody
to do with
skipped
that.
school to come see us. Someone skipped work.
Sure.
And somebody skipped breakfast over there.
And now what we're going to do is skip out for a
skip
couple of minutes and
breakfast.
come back with more from the White Stripes live at March. Welcome back to the Live at Much in downtown Toronto at MuchMusic. This is a good time with your friends in the White Stripes. We have talked and we have rocked, and now it is time for more. This is the song that brought the record to you on the radio and on television. Give it up for the White Stripes.
I'm gonna find 'em off. I'll set the nation army coming on me back. They're gonna rip it off, taking that time right behind my back. Oh, and I'm talking to myself at night because I can't forget. Back and forth through my mind, and a cigarette. And the feeling coming from my eyes says I live all alone. Don't wanna hear about it. Every single one's got a story to tell. Everyone knows about it. From the Queen of England to the hounds of hell. And if I catch it coming back my way, I'm gonna serve it to you. And that ain't what you want to hear, but that's what I'm gonna do. And the feeling coming from my bones says fire on.
I keep it going for the White Stripes. How'd that feel for you?
Thank you very much.
When you're playing in front of people like this, and you're getting into a performance, is it the same thing for you?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Is it the same thing for you performing for people right like this?
I think it's okay, no matter where I am, yeah.
All right, here's a question for you. What's your favorite lyric ever written about a relationship? Your favorite song ever written about a boy or a girl?
I think today it's Lovesick Blues of Hank Williams.
All right.
Yeah.
I
think of a specific, you know, I got a feeling for the blues. Oh Lord, since my baby said goodbye. That's good.
Is love the universal theme that makes it the best?
I think so. I think it's the one story nobody ever gets tired of.
Why don't we head outside and say goodbye for the final time? Come on down. Here come the White Stripes. Thank you very much to everybody who watched at home, everybody who came out here and braved the lovely weather. It is Jack, and it's his big sister Meg, and it is the White Stripes live at Much. Enjoy it, have a good day. And there you go, the White Stripes. We'll see you later.